Hi, I'm Coco Dolenz, and I'm live with the Game Changers and Vicki Abelson over here.
You're the game changer.
I'm the Game Changer.
You're the game.
I'm the Game Changer. Hi, let's do that again. I'm Coco on Game Changers with Vicki Abelson.
That's right. And Coco, it's really good. And Coco Dolenz is the game changer because Coco has had an unbelievable life that we're going to start to talk about in a couple of minutes. But before we go in there, I have to tell you, Coco. So I was trying to tell Coco and Pete that I'm sorry that I smell like sour lemons because I've been doing the master cleanse, the skinny lemon. This is day 8. And I have to tell you, it's torture from fucking hell. But I want you all to see because I'll probably gain, I still have hips, but I'm just showing you that I'm better. I've actually lost 6.5 pounds since last week.
And it hasn't given her any extra energy.
No extra energy.
God almighty.
Oh my God, I'm exhausted.
Like
I'm
exhausted.
I'm exhausting myself.
I bet.
But Coco, it's horrible. So I eat 2 tablespoons of Oprah every morning because I have to do that, otherwise, you know what happens.
Right. Yes, of
and
course.
then at night, I've been stealing like a handful of peanuts because I'm so hungry that I can't go to bed. But it's, you know, I lost like 4.5 pounds in 2 days.
Oh
but
my
then
gosh.
I stayed there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that
Plateau.
You plateau, and then what happens is I go off, and I eat an apple, and I gain 5 pounds. That, you know, basically that's kind of what happens.
Am I going to
after
get
one of
tested
these.
on this?
Anyway, it's rough. It's rough. So you know, it's the master cleanses.
Well, you can tell that I do dieting all the time.
Well, all right. So Coco.
Yes.
Do you use hairspray?
Sometimes.
Okay, so Nicole Venables from the Ruby Begonia Salon. Do you remember, does the name Ruby Begonia strike a familiar?
Somehow, yes.
Yeah, it was like Amos and Andy or something.
Yeah. Ruby Begonia.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
So, okay, so this is Hair Crush Love, and it's called
Fuck Off.
It's called Fuck Off.
It's
Fuck
called
Off.
Fuck Off. It's
yes,
really true.
And it's really.
I use mascara that's called Better Than Sex. From Sephora.
You know,
it's wonderful.
yes, my daughter uses that.
It's very good.
It is good. She likes it too.
Better than sex.
Well, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to be convinced of that one.
Now, what is this?
Okay, so now this you'll be on one of these one day.
Oh,
because you
I'll
did
be on a Kleenex box.
You will because you did Women Who Write.
The epitome of success.
Well, you know what? There's some very cool people on here. Jackie Collins is on here.
Oh my goodness.
You know, and Susie Essman and Carol Leifer and Tom Bergeron. There's cool people on here.
There are.
And so
it actually works.
And it does work. I'm going to leave it for you. For your office.
Oh, thank you.
Rick Smokey,
Thank you so
who
much.
is my angel. He's in Chicago. If you need anything printed, you have a lot of events that you do?
Yeah.
Now, do you do everything online or do you ever like make stuff?
I'm a paper person, frankly.
Okay, well, Rick Smokey will do your stuff and he will do it for you. He will take care of you. Totally.
Very nice.
And he's made my bookmarks, which are lovely, and my business cards, which I show all the time.
I could use some of those bookmarks. I have about 6 books going right
now. All
right,
here. And I'm going to give you a book, one of my books. Don't Jump, Sex, Drugs, Rock and Roll, My Fucking Mother. So, yes. And I love my mother, and I spoke to her today, and we're very good. It took a while to get past the title of my book, which was a joke. It was funny.
She didn't think it was so funny.
She didn't think it was funny. I had to like cushion it with all kinds of layers till I told her horrible, catastrophic things, and then I said, "Oh, and by the way, the name of my book." Yeah. So then by the time I got there,
Mom, are you still there? That is funny.
And Gemma is now. I called you Gemma. All right.
did.
So here's the thing. Your mother named you.
Remember Sybil? It's kind of like that.
Okay,
but who am I now? Right?
Okay, so your mother named you Gemma.
No, my father named me Gemma.
And was that after
it
something?
It was my grandmother, his mother's name, Gemma.
Okay.
She passed in World War I because they lived in northern Italy. Oh. And so, World War I.
I didn't know you guys were Italian.
Well, we've got kind of a mix.
What else you got going on there?
Kind of like Eastern European, Italian, all that whole area. Mm-hmm. And then from my mother's side, it was like Scotch-Irish and some English and all that.
But Dolenz
is actually Slovenian.
Is it really?
Yes.
I thought it was Latin all this time.
Okay.
Wow, Slovenian. I did.
Well, it's like it was spelled Dolenc, and somehow it got changed. That's a whole other thing. When Mussolini came in, my father said, "Ciao, going to America," and he came over here because Mussolini wanted everybody to have an Italian name.
Okay.
And my father was very
next?
proud of
Okay.
his heritage and everything, and he said, "No, I'm not going to do that." So Dolenz, and there's a lot of Dolenz. I know some of them, you know,
Really?
I mean, around and stuff. But there's also Dolenz. And if you look at that part of the world, everything's like C and E and K and it's strange letters. Yeah. So anyway, that's the story.
Okay, so now he named you Gemma, and how did you get Coco?
Nobody liked the name Gemma. No, it's not true. My mother didn't like the name Gemma.
Is that so?
No, I that's the story that I was told. And so they were calling me, are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Sunshine. Because I was this little cute little blonde.
How old were you, Sunshine?
Like 2 or 3. And so then Micky evidently thought of the opposite of sunshine, which is Coco, like chocolate. So we'll call her Coco Sunshine. Thanks, Mick. So Coco Sunshine was like the name.
So did they call you Coco Sunshine?
Well, kind of, no.
Yeah.
It was like Coco. And I've just always kept it. It was so much easier growing up in the 50s, you know, in the valley here, San Fernando Valley. Everyone was named Vicki or Susan or...
Vicky? Really? Because I was the only
sure.
Vicki that I knew in the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx.
Are you from the Bronx? Okay, I don't know. But all I know is that friends were, you know, Lindsay and Susan and all this.
Yeah.
And my teachers would sit there and go, Gemma Dolenz, Girma, Gemma, and I go, just call me Coco. So everything legitimate is Gemma.
Are you telling me that they really could not
They
pronounce
didn't. They couldn't
Gemma?
get it. They couldn't get it. They would go Gemma. And I said, Gemma, it's a gem, because it means jewel.
Right, of course.
And it's a beautiful name.
Yes,
and
it
I've
is.
actually kind of accepted it. Well, a lot of dear old friends of mine still call me that.
Okay.
They call me Gemma.
So why did you put it up on Facebook? Because I noticed even on here it says Gemma Coco. So why do you...
Because I honor the name.
I like
My
that.
name is Gemma.
I like
It's
that.
Gemma Marie, actually. But Coco is what everybody knows me by. You know.
Okay.
So it's like Gemma Coco.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which one to put the... Yeah, but obviously Coco's the one that gets the thing. All right, so I haven't looked to see. Pete, should we ask people if they can hear us this week?
I'm working on it. I still can't log into...
Oh, see, I don't know, because I have it right here.
Yeah, working on it.
We're live, and you guys, do me a favor. Let's see. Who's on with us? Patrick Reese, hi. Gary Collins, hi. Gary. Mr. Martindale, the king of game shows. Of course I did. I don't know why you're asking me that. Are you related to him? Carolyn, Susan.
Oh, Susan.
Do you know Susan?
My dear friend from the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
The Bronx. We're going to have
if
to
you
talk,
want to piss
Susan.
her off, you go, oh, you're from Brooklyn, right? And she goes, no, I'm from the Bronx.
Me too.
That is funny.
We're going to have to talk about the pizza, Carolyn, right? And Mary Jean is on, and Richard, and Micky.
Rich Dart. All I hear is Coco. What did he say? Rich Dart? All I hear is Coco, but that's usual for me.
Oh. Do you
Rich
know
Dart
her?
is our drummer.
Oh.
My brother's drummer.
You're
yes.
funny.
Rich is hysterical.
Okay,
Thanks, Rich.
Okay, but Rich, can you hear? How's the sound, Rich? You're a musician, and you're probably deaf because you're a drummer. So we can't ask you. Who can we ask? Patrick, how's the sound? Hear you perfectly. Thank you. Okay, good to know. You know, because some people have older computers, and the sound, the volume controls are not as good, so they have trouble hearing. So we want to make sure everybody can hear us, and we're going to go up here, and we're going to make sure that this is going on, so you can see who is. I don't know. That was my son. I posted this little video of my kids from when they were very little, and all right, it's not on my. It's not on there. I don't know why.
I told you, you just don't know what to expect with this person.
Well, all right, but
we're from the Bronx, of course.
Let's blame it on the Bronx. All right,
blame it on the Bronx.
All right, let's blame it on the sun. What song is that?
Blame it on the bossa nova.
Oh, that's a different song.
That's what I
was thinking of Stevie Wonder.
Oh.
Blame it on the sun. Anyway, so all right, so your little kids. Who's older, you or Micky? Okay, Micky's older by little, by
a couple years.
Yeah.
Couple
Okay,
years.
so older brother. That's nice. I have one too, except mine wasn't. Yeah.
Well, we, typical siblings almost killed each other when we were little, but as we've gotten older, we're...
You guys are really lovely together.
Yeah, I think we appreciate each other.
Really lovely together.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, he'll show up at your gigs and sing with
absolutely.
you. Which is lovely.
Absolutely. I don't know if he'll be there on May 18th when I'm at the Coffee Gallery.
Okay, so let's talk about...
Altadena, the Coffee Gallery on May 18th.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Saturday, and I think it's a Saturday.
Oh, no, that's when I'm going to New York.
And it's a matinee. So all you people don't have to drive at night. You can come to the matinee. So I think Mickey's got a gig or something, so he may not be there, but that's all right.
All right. And you got other things going on too. You were telling me you're booking clubs and you're doing all this stuff.
All of a sudden I become a booker. I have all these bands going, book me at your, and it's like, oh, okay. So anyway.
So if you're a band and you're gonna, they're gonna chase you down now, Coco. They're gonna chase you down. Valerie, hi Valerie. Valerie, do you know her?
Nope.
Okay, I know her. She watches the show. Hi, Valerie.
What a trip.
So, hi, Stephanie. We're just gonna say.
You know what this reminds me of? Is Romper Room.
It is kind of like
Romper.
And
I see Billy and I see Rich, and it's their birthday today.
Yeah, I like it.
Trip.
I'm trying to get it so this will work, so we can. It's not working. This is the iPad, so you'll be able to see.
Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. She's got like a technical thing
I'm doing
here,
like tech. I'm going to smile at you while I'm doing technical things.
Talk amongst yourselves.
It's not really work. It's kind of there. We go. Okay, this is going to work now. Peter, you on yet?
Nope, won't load.
I wonder why.
Don't know.
Okay, my iPad isn't either, but my computer's. We're live.
Yeah.
Pete's having technical issues. Maybe Pete, I'll give you the iPad. Here, when it comes up, you can use this one. We don't need it. I have my computer.
Vicki obviously works very diligently at not having a real polished kind of thing. So I think she's doing really well tonight.
So here's the thing.
That was actually one of Peter's lines.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, Peter.
This is hard.
Okay, so let's talk about Peter for a minute.
Okay.
Peter was the monkey that eluded me until I got to meet him about 8 years ago when Nez rejoined. Was that about 8 years ago? Whenever that was.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
when I don't remember what happened.
You were there.
I was there. Mickey says I had a great time, and I don't remember it. I'll ask Wayne, Mickey's MD. I'll say, Wayne, did we ever play the something something? And he goes, yes, that was August 24th, 2001. You had a tuna sandwich for lunch. I don't even remember yesterday.
I mean, don't you? I cannot understand people who can remember things like that.
They have a different. My friend of mine, Fru, can do the same thing. Remember when we were 12 and I go, nope.
Yeah.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
And I don't think there were drugs involved.
There weren't drugs. Yeah. No, it's just different parts of the brain. People have short-term memory, long-term. It's a brain thing.
It is a brain thing. I was able to write my book and write like sentences that people actually said to me back then, but I cannot tell you the person that I met. Name's terrible. Can't remember anybody's name.
Well, there's a trick for that. When you meet somebody, you're supposed to repeat their name. Oh, so your name's Vicki. Oh, okay, great, Vicki. And then you make like a mental thing like Vicki.
You associate it, right?
You associate it.
To what?
To something else that just, Vicki does things real quickie, Vicki, quickie, Vicki, sticky. I don't know, but you just make a mental thing.
Okay.
And use the name over and over and over.
Yes, that probably
like, hey, how we doing, Pete? Oh, good, Pete. Yeah.
Pete's
you're
good.
on.
Okay,
Pete's
good.
On. So now I remember.
So
Pete's name.
now we'll take the we'll take the iPad back and see if. But the iPad isn't on, however. So I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what's going on. But it's all right. We're in a place where this should be okay. So Mickey's a couple years older. Yeah. You're born, and you guys do the usual sibling thing, little.
Yeah,
And so, what are your parents in show business?
My father was. They're both gone right now. Not coming back anytime soon. As far as I know. As far as I know. My dad was an actor in movies during the 30s and 40s and 50s. Actually, right until he passed away in 63.
Wow. So like something we would know?
I don't know. Let's see. He was in Last Time I Saw Paris.
Oh, wow.
With, what's her face? Elizabeth Taylor, Donna Reed.
Jesus.
Yeah, he did a bunch of cool stuff. Timbuktu with Victor Mature, and Then he had a TV show in the 50s.
Wait, what?
Was The Count of Monte Cristo. Anybody remember? You're all too young. Count of Monte Cristo with Nick Cravat, and he was over in England. And it was, I think it was about the same time Mickey was shooting Circus Boy.
Okay, so now how...
Because I was home alone with nobody.
Oh, okay, so wait. So how does this work? So your dad is he's an actor for a living. That's what he does.
He did, and he also had a restaurant that was very, very popular in Hollywood called the Marquee. It was on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah. And tremendous restaurant. So
what kind of food?
Continental.
Nice.
Fettuccine. In fact, there was this thing on the wall that said Luella Parsons. He had all these people like they'd sign and say, the fettuccine is better than Alfredo's in Rome.
Wow.
From Luella Parsons. Thank you very much.
Was your father a foodie?
Oh yeah.
himself?
Oh
Yeah.
because he taught us
Could
all
he
how
cook?
to cook. Absolutely, absolutely.
Old country cooking?
Italian. It's like well,
Right.
it was more like he'd bring stuff home from the restaurant, and we'd go, God, chicken cacciatore again.
Oh, you poor
I have to
thing.
eat scampi again. Can I have a hot dog? But he taught us how to cut. He taught us how to fillet. The difference between mincing and, in fact, I'm in the throes of putting out a cookbook. That's
wow.
the Dolenz cookbook, and it'll have like our favorite family recipes.
So,
and,
like, what would that be? Like something that is a favorite family
well, Mickey
recipe.
makes incredible chili with
Stop.
18,000 chilies and beans and this and that, so that'll be in there.
So your dad taught Mickey to cook as well?
Well, he taught us all.
How many of you are there?
4.
What sex?
What sex?
I mean, like boys, girls. What do we got
Mickey's
going on?
the oldest.
Okay.
Then there's me, and
Okay.
then there's my 2 younger sisters, Deborah and Kathleen.
Okay. So, because I met all of Mickey's wives. I didn't meet the sisters. I met the wives.
Okay.
Because everybody was at the gig together at the same time. I loved
okay.
that. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's very, and I love Donna. Donna's amazing.
Donna's amazing.
What a woman she
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
She's amazing.
Donna's cool.
And they're a great couple. I
are.
want what they're having. It's really right. It's
yeah.
really good.
Well, what's nice, I think, is that they're not just like, he goes off and does his thing. She does, she's got family back in.
But they're together a lot.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
but what
yeah.
I mean is that she can be back in, in Pennsylvania dealing with family and stuff, and he's not sitting around going, no, he's doing his thing.
Right.
Right. He's out in the workshop because I work with him in his workshop.
Yeah, because he's got a woodworking thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
in
God!
fact,
And
right
what's it
here,
called?
this is called not paying attention to the jig.
Oh.
No, it was a jig. It's called something. Anyway, it's a very sharp blade that jigs through stuff, and you take wood and push it through, and it jigs it out. And my finger got in the way.
Oh God!
That bled.
And
very
so,
badly.
what are you guys building?
He builds. Well, you can go to DolenzDaughters.com. He started the company with his daughter Georgia. Excuse me, and they started making cedar chests.
I've seen gorgeous. I mean, I haven't
dovetail.
seen it live,
You know what dovetail is?
Not
No,
really.
no nails or anything.
Oh, wow.
It's like you cut the piece of wood so it like fits directly
like
into
grooves.
not grooves,
Oh.
but similar. Anyway, so it's amazing. And picture frames, and he right now we're working on. This is how I did this. Working on a chess set that he designed.
Wow.
And he designed all the pieces. You look at these pieces. The first thing I thought of was Star Trek, because we're all just Trekkies and science, right? And the pieces they could be on the Starship Enterprise.
So now, what we're going all over the place. But so, what sparked this? Has Mickey always been into that stuff?
Well, my dad also built stuff, and he always used to say, if you can make something, why would you want to buy it? So I remember as a child, he built us a coffee table that was, I think, 6-sided or something, and taken copper and laid over copper, and then brass little knob things to do it, keep the copper down. And I, at 4 or 5 years old, was in charge of polishing the copper table because it always gets tarnished, So yeah, he taught us how to build as well. So
I've
comes
taught
from
my
him.
children nothing.
Oh,
I've taught my
dear.
children I've taught them how to complain.
Oh, good. This comes in handy.
This is a skill. I've taught them how to, but actually, it's not true. My son has his own podcast. He has a sports podcast.
Oh, good. Okay.
So chip off the old don't make any money block.
Yeah, there you go.
He has to have a real job.
Yeah.
Okay, so your dad is an actor. He has a restaurant. Is he ever at his restaurant? Does he get to?
Oh, all the time.
He's always at the restaurant.
Because he actually would do acting on the side.
Oh, I see.
Just to do stuff, but especially when I knew him. I mean, we got the restaurant, I think, in the late 50s, somewhere in there. So he didn't do a lot of stuff after that, but movies and things that he did were more in the 40s.
I see.
And stuff like that, yeah.
And so the restaurant came.
Yeah, it came later, and that was his great love. I mean, he was there every night.
Oh,
yeah, he had the cummerbund and the whole thing, and you'd walk in.
the maitre d'.
Well, he was.
He was the owner,
like the
but-
owner, and he would invite. It was a very, very trendy place and very good.
And did your mother work there too?
No, God, no.
Oh no.
She was raising 4 kids and taking care of the house.
Yeah.
So.
And where was your mother first generation? Say, where's your mother from?
My mother was from Texas.
Okay.
First generation Texas. But her people came over from Scotland and Ireland and English and all that, and evidently came into the Appalachians and down here, Mississippi. I think my great grandmother had told me once that she remembered coming on a covered wagon from Mississippi to Texas. Yeah.
Oh, stop!
I know.
A
It's cool.
covered wagon.
Well, that's how they.
I'm loving that. Wow. Wow, I want
But
pictures.
they were in Texas. They were
Yeah.
in Texas, and we went back there a couple times.
How'd your parents meet?
My mother moved out here
Mhm.
to get into showbiz because she was very talented.
Was she a singer?
Well, she was a singer. Yeah, and
Okay.
back there she would sing like with a local little a jazz band, not jazz bands, a swing bands. You know, so our music that we heard was always we heard jazz. We heard my father with light opera. My uncle with blues. I mean, it was quite eclectic.
So,
But they met in a drama. They were in a theater group together or something like that, and they met doing that. So
that's very cool. And so, did your mother pursue?
no, she got married and had a bunch of kids.
She got married and had a bunch of
But
kids.
she did do stuff later on, and she was.
Really?
We were always singing. We were always singing in the car, whatever. Last thing she did, we did a production of Mame, and she was Mame, and it was up in San Jose. I was Gloria, and we had a ball. It was a little small theater company, but she was very talented, very good. But again, she had other things.
Yeah, she was busy.
Yeah, it's the reason I've never really pursued the career as much. It's hard.
Yeah.
And it's brutal. And I have a great story. I remember when Micky and Davy asked me to go out with them in somebody online probably knows more than I do, 76, 7, somewhere. I don't know, somebody tell us. Anyway, Micky and I went out. Micky calls and goes, hey, you want to go on tour? I went, yeah. So, so our first rehearsal, we're going to go to the place in Hollywood, Roxy or the Rainbow, one of those places. And I go walking in, and it's like, I'm so excited. Oh, my God. And I go in, and the maintenance people are there, and they're cleaning and getting ready for that night or whatever. I go, I'm here for rehearsal, and my brother and da-da-da. And the guy goes, well, they're not here yet. I went out in the car and started to cry.
Oh.
Why is he being so mean to me? It's a true story. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, like, I'm 20-something, right? And I go out in my car, and I'm just like, golly, and Micky tells me later, he goes, honey, if you're going to be in this business, you're going to have to be a little bit more thick-skinned than that. So I've gotten very thick-skinned.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really? No. We still are in the car crying, aren't we?
No.
No. Okay, good.
No, I did when my cat died recently. But no, as far as business and all this stuff, I just kind of sing.
Let it roll?
I just sing, and I know stuff happens, and I certainly don't take it personally anymore.
Good.
Because since then and now, I've done a lot of studying.
Okay, I was just going to say there's this whole spiritual side to you that we're going to get to, because
We're
I've
all
got my
spirit.
own. Yeah.
Oh, well.
And
Yeah. You learn what's important.
We are spiritual beings having a human experience.
That's
what
what
my
they say.
sponsor says.
Yeah.
I've got one of those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's also Course in Miracles, so we do that too.
Good stuff.
I was just reading Illuminata last night, as a matter of fact. Marianne Williamson, fabulous, and running for president. And I don't,
Marianne Williamson is going to run for president.
She is running for president currently. Yes,
Really?
she is campaigning, and she is raising money to.
Interesting.
Yeah. She ran for Congress about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so in the house, do your other sisters sing?
No.
No.
Well, actually, my sister Deborah does, but she never really pursued that. And she even played flute for a while, but she went more into the banking area. She was like, started working at a bank when she was a kid, and ended up being like the manager of accounts receivable at like Siemens Components.
Oh,
and
wow.
all these big, huge places, finding embezzlers. And
Oh, nice.
yeah. Oh, yeah, she's
Finding
amazing.
embezzlers.
She's amazing. And now she is retired in Scotland, in the
Wow.
Isle of Skye, yeah.
It like from where your family is from?
I don't know exactly where they
Okay.
were from, but yeah.
All right, that's
yeah.
cool.
It felt, good to her.
Good
so,
for her.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so when do you guys realize that? I mean, your mother's singing around the house.
Yeah,
Did your
were
father
always
sing?
Oh God, yes.
Oh God, yes.
He was like a tenor, and he was. We were listening to opera. We'd go to opera. I'd get on my little black velvet dress, my little gloves, and my little hat, and we'd go down and see La Boheme or whatever here in Los Angeles. So I got my love for classical music from him, and my mother. All the 1940s stuff, which is why I do 40s stuff as well. I do like American classics, the songbook. Ella.
My father was a jazz pop singer in the
Gotcha.
Catskill Mountains.
Oh my God!
So I grew up
yeah.
with all of that.
And I love all that. I
love
love
that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I never really did a lot of hard rock and roll. Never really appealed to me. Maybe it's why I still have a voice. I don't know. But it never really appealed to me as the music, and so I've always,
not even to listen to?
not hard rock and roll.
Well, yeah.
It depends. define your terms,
Well,
I mean, Queen to me is not hard rock and roll.
I agree.
I mean the acid rock
Right. And
it throws your back out. No. Did not like that. And we'd go up to the Winterland and the Fillmore up in San Francisco.
Oh, I went to the one in New York.
Okay,
Fillmore
there
East,
you go.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was wonderful. But if it got too acid rock, kind of, it just throws my back out right here. So I'd go home and listen to Ravi Shankar to defrag.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not a big Ravi. I listen to
I mean.
Bangladesh, but I'm not a big Ravi Shankar fan. I'm not a big sitar fan, but to me that it's very confusing. I don't like music that confuses me. I like to understand the music.
Me too.
And that music, sitar
And there's
music,
certain jazz that I don't like.
progressive jazz I can't do.
I can't do that either.
Yeah,
It's like,
cannot do it.
where's one?
Yeah.
I want to be tapping my toes,
There you
and
go.
they're all just kind of the same thing.
It is, but it's a different.
But
screechy,
that I like.
Yeah, I do
It's
too.
fun.
Okay, so what
Yes.
are you guys singing around the house? What are you singing in the car? What kind of stuff is going on in the Dolenz
Oh my God.
house?
I mean, as kids, just anything really. I mean, for some reason we learned the Hawaiian war chant and some kind of foreign stuff. I don't know. And dozy dotes and Mary.
Mersey dotes and
right?
Yeah.
And Thomas had to do harmony and everything, so we would do
really?
harmony. Oh yeah. That I'd sing harmony to Micky all the time and like double his voice. I did that on some of the Monkee records. Don't tell anybody. But we sounded so much alike.
You do.
Tommy Boyce once said, he goes, well, if Micky ever gets laryngitis, we'll just have Coco come do his song. But he can still sing higher than me. And he still sings. And he sings in the same keys that he did all those things when he was 20.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He sang in my living room. He blew everybody's mind.
It's amazing.
So you guys do look alike. I wrote it on the thread. You look alike. You talk alike. You sound alike. You have very similar sense of humors that I've seen. You have that sensibility.
Yeah. Isn't that like most brothers and sisters?
No, my brother and I nothing alike at all. So Okay, so acting happened. So are you training to do anything as a little kid? Are they grooming you? Or
I think my father was grooming me to be a mother and a wife.
Okay.
He was from, the old country.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, women grow up and have babies and take care of the family. It's like, okay. So
did that not sound like a good idea even when you were a little girl?
I don't know that I think when I was really young, I wanted to do musical comedy and I wanted to do theater and stuff. Mm-hmm. But Micky, because of his involvement with Circus Boy and all that, it kind of got the focus.
Okay,
and it's probably just as well because I would have probably ended up like Judy Garland, for God's sakes, bless her heart, who one of my idols. But still, I don't think I had the wherewithal to be able to deal with it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why I stayed away from it for so long. Mm-hmm. And all the years, like in the 70s, 80s, and even into the 90s, I'm singing at like Unity churches and Centers for Spiritual Living and for Marianne Williamson.
Okay, so
opening for these.
We're
people.
here already. So tell me, how did that whole spiritual? What were you raised Catholic?
No.
What were you raised?
Nothing.
Except,
actually, I was turned on to religious science and Unity and all that very early on. Mm-hmm. And my mother was into that. My grandmother was into that.
My mother was into religious science.
Oh, okay, good.
The power of positive thinking, right?
No, that's somebody else. But anyway, my father, my stepfather, when my father died, my stepfather came and he was Dr. Scott, who was a religious science minister who had actually trained with Ernest Holmes.
Oh, wow.
Before he died. So we were really raised in that whole kind of thing from day one.
Wait. How old are you when your stepfather's in the picture?
Well, my dad died when I was 12 or 13.
Oh, okay.
And then we had gone to Dr. Scott's church a couple times, but then he came, he became my stepfather. And I just kind of right into the whole church
Is
thing.
Micky into it as well?
I don't know, you'd have to ask him.
How about your sisters?
Yes and no.
It really worked for you.
Well, it did, but it's also a philosophy. It's not like...
it's not religion. To me...
It's not. Religions just cause wars. So... Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did.
So sorry. But we learned, basic stuff of oneness and what you put out comes back.
I agree.
And, watch your thinking and watch your life and all that stuff. So, I think it, Micky also, but he wants a mathematical formula. He's the scientist, goes well, if this happens, why is it happening? How is it happening?
Wow.
What's the, can you...
Artists aren't usually left and right brain. That's unusual.
I think we're both. Our family's both.
Interesting.
Absolutely, but he's more into that, but then he also says, touch the glove when we go into the workshop for good luck.
Yeah.
So where's the mathematical formula for that?
Yeah.
How do you prove having faith? How do you prove belief? How do you prove all that stuff in a scientific way? It is very difficult. They've been trying it for thousands of years.
So did you have like a spiritual awakening? Did you have a significant event or events that you...
It just was always with me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mom showed me my baby book when I was, when you're little.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a thing in there that we had gone to some church, and I don't even remember what it was. And she says, and Coco said, they don't talk about God enough.
Wow.
So I thought, well, that's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just that kind of conversation has always been more interesting to me.
So interesting. I had that conversation today.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, parties bore me because I don't want to just say, hey, how you been? Let's talk about something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into something,
I like it.
Yeah, and the stuff I put up on my Facebook is usually like that.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to put anything up there political.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give it energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you said that out loud.
I said that out loud. But I think that being positive and being happy and being, not happy necessarily, but just having a good frame of mind is very important.
I agree.
And I think you'll live a happier life if you do, instead of you're always looking for something to go wrong.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because if you do, you'll probably find it.
Well, what we resist persists, and so if we're focused, right? If we're focused on the
Absolutely.
negativity, then that's exactly what we'll get.
And we say things like, well, I shoulda, I coulda, coulda.
They say, don't shoot on yourself.
Don't shit on yourself.
Which I love.
Or, well, I made that decision with the best information I had at the time.
Wow.
It's like if you made a decision and you have, people say they have regrets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you probably made the decision, whatever you did, with the best information you had at the time. Then maybe after that point, you said, oh, well, that was stupid because of because you get more information.
Right.
But it certainly doesn't behoove you to judge yourself or put yourself down and live. There are people that live for years going, oh, what I did, and oh my God, and I could have. Let it go.
I was just quoting to someone today that there are no. I believe there are no accidents. There are no mistakes. Everything is a lesson. Everything is an opportunity.
That's how we were raised,
right? So
mistakes were only sin was only a mistake, and hell was a consequence.
Oh, see, I'm a Jew.
I know,
in
but
Jews, there's no hell. We have no hell.
That's true. But
no
you also
hell.
don't forgive.
That is so true.
They don't have. That's a Christian concept. I worked at a JCC once,
yeah.
and I started talking, metaphysically. So it goes, oh no, that's a Christian concept. I said, oh, okay.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Oh God, Lord. No, well, I'm a 12-stepper. I spend half my life working on forgiveness.
Well, that's not Judaism.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
Okay, so it's a little bit.
But forgiveness in Judaism, that's interesting. Once a year, Yom Kippur, we throw the sins and we ask for forgiveness of ourselves. Doesn't mean we forgive anybody else, though. Yeah, that's good. That's not good. Yeah. All right, so let's get back to your household. So you guys are your kids in your house, and showbiz comes early. Micky is very young when Circus Boy hits.
Absolutely. My mom's at the set every day with him.
Okay, so how old is he? How does that happen?
My father, I'm sure. I think my dad, because he was, working and stuff. And I think he got Micky an interview or something.
Had Micky done something else before Circus Boy? Was that the very first thing?
No, I don't think he had.
I interviewed him once, and now I don't remember the answer.
And I don't either.
Okay.
I remember seeing pictures of him, like photos, publicity shots or something. But no, I think that was the first thing they really did.
So
and they bleached his hair,
right?
And they used one of our family names, Braddock, because they wanted a typical all-American kid with the blonde hair and Braddock. Dolenz wasn't quite. His real name is George Michael Dolenz. So this is not a little kid from the 1800s running around with Uncle Joey, But that's what Hollywood was in those days,
Wow, isn't that interesting? Yeah, the platinum hair was crazy.
I remember watching my mother, and she was with the actual hard smelling, stuff in the bleach.
Peroxide.
Absolutely.
God.
Having to bleach his hair.
Wow. Okay, so so you're little. How old is Micky when that happened? How old are you when that happens?
I was like 5. He was 9.
Okay, so he's 9. You're 5. he goes to this audition, he gets this part, life changes, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
So what was that like? You guys are in school, but he's no longer in school, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, we were just like this, you know. I mean, we did everything together, you know. And
were you like that with your sisters also, or was it
no?
mainly
There's
you and
9 years between us.
Okay.
And 10 years. So no, it was almost like us and them.
I see.
Same father, but it was just two different worlds, you know. So so
your mother must have been exhausted.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But he would go off to do Circus Boy, and I'd be stuck there with my grandmother, which is not bad because I loved my grandmother.
But your mother would take him.
My mother had to be on the set with him, of course, because he was underage.
Right. Now, was there jealousy? I would assume there had to be something.
I think it was more like, well, Daddy's doing that, and how come I can't be on the Mickey Mouse Club? You know, I can do that. You know, but there was never any focus to
bring
me
you
in
to
that, because they were.
Was it because you were a girl? You think?
Maybe.
I
don't know.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, it's old school.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, the girls are over here. Yeah, but I don't think it was jealousy as much as like, well, how come I don't get to do that?
Yeah, of course.
You know.
I mean, I'm sure you were happy for him.
Oh yeah, of course. And I was actually on Circus Boy twice.
So I know about that.
Yes.
So what'd you do on Circus Boy?
I don't know, this little girl and one of the characters and stuff, and it's great fun. But again, it just wasn't my way. You know, it wasn't going to be something I was going to pursue. Yeah.
So how did life at home when Mickey started because Circus Boy was very popular. I mean, I watched it. Everybody watched it. Yeah. How did life change in your world when Mickey started having success?
I don't really remember, except for
going to school. Are people treating you differently?
Oh God, yes.
Oh yes.
Hey, Circus Boy, where's your elephant? It's funny, he's asking about you too. You know, I think the major thing, and I'm sure that anybody that's got a sibling or somebody in the business will agree, you don't know who your friends are anymore. You know, because girls would want to get close to me so they could be close to him. You know, and so I think I'll have to write about it.
You will have to. Come, I'm like we're far away from the camera. I'm sitting here, so let's come sit closer.
Okay.
And oh my God, there's lots of people watching. Pete, does anybody have a question for Coco? Since I just took a moment.
Yes, they do.
Oh, good. Tell us, Pete.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna come here. So
wait, wait. You know what? Come around. Let's Pete say hi, and let me introduce Pete to you guys. So,
well, where's the questions though?
So wait.
We'll get back to it.
Okay. I'm going to introduce Pete George.
Okay.
Hello.
He's my wingman. Pete is the rock and roll comedian. Pete,
Yeah.
Tell us the gig that's coming up.
Oh, the gig that's coming up. But first of all, just so you know, Vicki took me to dinner at Target tonight and bought me a frozen pizza.
Okay, big.
That we have under the hood of her car.
So
there's a pizzicle.
So it's the truth. The truth is that I needed to get an extension cord because mine was no good, and so we went to Target and we were rushing. So Pete got to have Target pizza.
Target pizza, yum.
You really know how to have a good time.
That's right.
You are.
But there was a discount on laxatives, so it all worked out just fine.
Okay, so tell us about your gig.
I'm at Adele's, headlining Adele's in San Clemente this Saturday night. It's a big show. I think there's 5 other comics on the bill.
Nice.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I'm going to put it on my page so you'll be able to find Pete this weekend.
Yeah, and then next weekend at Rocky's, it's a new comedy club in Temecula. I'm doing 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. a week from Saturday.
Bring me some wine from one of those.
Oh, I will.
What?
Temecula's got great vineyards.
They do?
They
do. Temecula?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Are you banging?
I'm sober. That's where I've been.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I have a good
Why
reason.
would you know?
Goes great with pizza.
Only if it's from Target. Okay, so
I'll be
Pete,
back
tell us.
there.
All right, so tell us the questions.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us questions. All right, let's get Coco some questions. Let's say hi to Barbara Bird, Andy Shaw,
Barbara
Pam
Bird?
Schlick. Yeah, do you know
Are you
her?
kidding?
Somebody
No,
from
yeah,
I do know
Mississippi.
Barbara Bird.
Hi Coco, she
Yes,
says.
I do.
Robert Compton, Sita, Caroline, Joshua,
Holy
Joan, I don't know how to say your name, Tekura. That's a nice name. Tekura McCullough.
Oh, she must be Scottish or something.
Lynn, Jeffrey.
2 questions.
Say that
Hey,
name.
question.
Go ahead.
She's
Go
got a
ahead.
question.
Did you ever sing with your dad as a little girl?
Yes.
That's it. And then the other question.
Well, yeah, because we all sang.
Hi, Larry.
The other question is, let's see.
Hi, Hey, Butch Patrick. Do you know Butch? He was Eddie Munster.
Yes.
Yes,
Hi,
hi,
Butch.
Butch.
Probably met him somewhere.
Okay.
What do you recall about
Peter Onorati. I'm sorry, but our friends are here. I have to say hi. Peter Onorati. Hi, Peter. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Ask your question.
No, I'm done.
Okay. No, go ahead.
No. What do you recall about Shorty Blackwell?
Who's Shorty Blackwell?
Shorty Blackwell was Mickey's cat.
Oh.
And probably named after Shorty Rogers, who was one of that worked with producing the songs.
Yeah.
And we wrote some of the words together, and I sang it with him, basically.
That's so cool.
Shorty Blackwell.
Hey, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Yeah.
I think it was our attempt to do like a Queen thing that goes on for 12 minutes.
Oh, really?
And different movements and all this.
Oh, that's cool.
Somebody
another
posted this. I don't know if it means anything.
Do you know what that is?
It says bra, so I don't know.
Okay, we don't know what that
Maybe
is.
I don't know what that
somebody-
means.
We don't know what that means.
Top is too low.
I don't know.
Hi, John Schneider. Is that John Schneider, Rob Schneider's brother? I know you, John, if that's you. Sue Newman. These are probably some friends of yours. Jean Eisler.
I probably do, but I can't see it from
Austin
here.
Rose. If you were going to be able to see it.
Oh,
Donna.
Austin Rose.
Oh, Donna's just liking the post just now.
Hey, Donna.
Okay.
Do you ever work with Mickey with your nieces in their workshop? And do you ever hope to extend your own line of arts and crafts? Actually, I do have my own art stuff on Etsy. It's called Dolenz Delights.
Oh my gosh.
I have no time for it, so
What
there's
is it?
hardly anything.
Okay.
Well, I paint boxes, I do jewelry, I do paintings.
What kind of jewelry do you do?
One of those paintings.
You didn't make this, did you?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
love it.
A
Yeah.
friend of mine gave me this for my birthday.
Nice.
I do these little aromatherapy things.
Oh, nice.
A friend of mine up in Canada, Laura, said, "Let's do this and put them on your site." And so I love essential oils and all that. And in fact, I have lavender, I think, going in my thing there. Different things to like calm. Didn't affect you at all. God, put more lavender in it. No, I love you.
Yeah.
You know that. You know. Anyway, and I paint and I do that, but I haven't had any time. Now, Mickey did, as the person asked. Mickey started a woodworking business with Georgia about 2013. She's now moved on to other stuff. She's busy in
what's
doing
she doing?
voiceover. Well, she's an actress, voiceover stuff, and writing.
As Amy's an actress.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
But Amy's the artist. She did this.
Well, I'm not going to have
can't see
picture.
that.
I'm not
Oh,
going to
no,
have
we can't
picture
do
because
Anyway,
then we might
Amy's
not
got
have
her
come
own
back.
site. Amy's got her
Okay.
own site. But anyway,
Okay.
so when Georgia had to kind of back out doing the woodworking,
Yeah.
Mickey asked me if I would, and I had gone in there before and done some of it. But it was really funny because every time he goes on tour, it's like, well, sorry if you ordered something, we're not going to get it, because he really makes it. I mean, we really we mill the wood. We go to Northern Lumber over here, Northridge Lumber, and buy the piece of cedar and do the whole 9 yards. So I'm loving that. It's wonderful.
And so do you think people are buying the stuff as much because it's Micky Dolenz the monkey as it is because of the furniture, or is it people who really appreciate the stuff?
I don't know. I think at the beginning it probably was
Like a novelty thing.
Like a novelty thing. But he makes these frames. He makes a chess set. He has a guitar stand that's incredible that he designed.
Wow.
But these, you don't just pop these out in a week.
So they must be very expensive, I'm guessing.
I don't know. It just depends on your
Yeah,
level, you know.
right.
But if you want a really fine piece of sound, like we were working on this chess set, and I'm, sanding the pieces, and I cut my finger and all this, and I go, what about this? And he goes, no, I'm seeing a little bit of a burn mark. I mean, this is fine furniture. So we are very diligent, and the stuff is very well made, and it's great fun.
Question.
Yeah.
What do you love to cook?
What do I love to cook?
Yes.
My favorite thing is salads. You wouldn't believe that.
Wait,
You cook salads.
You cook salads.
Wait,
well, I like to make salads. No.
Like what?
Well, I don't cook anymore. I don't have anybody to cook for.
Okay, so tell me what's like a salad that you love?
I like salads with everything but the kitchen sink.
Me too. What
You know,
do you
I want meat on there. I want cheese. I want tomatoes. I want garbanzo beans. I want sunflower seeds. I want dried cranberries.
Do you have a good dressing? Do you make your own
I
dressing?
usually make my own.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
like
Olive oil and different flavored vinegars and different herbs, a little mustard. My friend Donna Young actually taught me about all that. A little mustard, a little honey, but bottled stuff.
No, I agree.
Will you be at the Coach House with Mickey?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
When is that?
I've been doing his solo shows since
30
2000.
years. Okay.
Well, since 2000,
Okay.
whenever that is.
Do you have any plans to record any new music?
I would love to. You want to give me some money to pay for it?
Coco, sing us the little tune that you did for Women Who Ride. Give us a little bit of that.
Which one?
The one where with the whatever. It's not.
It was a parody that I heard at the Catalina Club.
Yeah.
I went with my friend Lee, and somebody had written a parody on memory.
Okay.
And it's hysterical because we all just, it drops out, right?
Yeah.
But it goes, I don't know if I can remember it.
Okay.
Midnight, I wake up and remember that I left the door open with my groceries outside. Started too low. Where the heck are my keys? Oh, look, there they are under Rick Steves' travel guide. You know, I can't remember all the words right now. But in my show, I call it Songs on My Music Stand.
Okay.
And it's literally stuff that I've been doing forever, that I used to do at the churches. So a lot of the songs are, like one of my favorite
Like
pieces,
what?
Being Green.
Go ahead.
Joe Raposo. It's not easy being green, having to live each day the color of the leaves. Oh, I think it would be nicer to be red or gold or yellow or something much more colorful like that. It's not that easy being green. You blend in with so many ordinary things. And people pass you by because you're not sparkling like, I'm messing up the words, flashy sparkles. But green is the color of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like. Goes on like that. But it's an inspirational song. I like songs that touch people, that they go, oh yeah, I can relate to that. You know, or just the fact of being green. It was about a frog, obviously, right? But how many people are not accepting who they are? I should be this, I should be that, I should have a little thinner thighs, I should be, you know. But at some point you have to accept yourself and love yourself. You know, and say, hey, this is what it is. And yeah, maybe you want to make changes, but appreciate who you are. You know, Greatest Love of All, great song. I did that before Whitney, because I'd heard George
Did you
Benson
really?
do it. Oh, yeah.
That
The
is
Rose.
not an easy. Those are not easy songs to. Though you got some chops on you, Mama. But I know you do. I've heard you sing.
Oh,
But
thanks.
but
Yeah,
those
those are the kind of songs that I like to do. I like to do, well, it's cabaret. It's songs that touch you. We do these huge concerts where there's like, you know, thank you, Detroit, you know, and you can't see a person. But,
I mean, when you're doing the Monkees.
yeah, working with Micky. But when we're in a place where we can do a little bit more to the audience and sing to you, I like that better. Yes, question.
Somebody would like me to share a great Peter Tork story.
Oh,
Great Peter. One that I can share? Oh,
Oh boy.
wow. Great Peter Tork story.
So how okay.
I'm thinking, I'll have to think about it.
So when the Monkees happened, which for those of you who don't know who, if you were living under a rock or you're very, very young, they auditioned to become Monkees. They weren't a band to start out with, which they became a great band, but they weren't to start out with. So now, are you on set right away?
No, we lived up north. My mom got married to Dr. Scott. We went up north. He took over the church up there. I was like 16.
Okay.
And the Monkees came out like right after that. And I remember driving up and down the coast with stuff in the car and everything. And that's where Micky and I put together Bobby Blackbird, which is this little a cappella thing we do. And
Give us a taste. That's one of my favorite
But
songs.
I know, but
Okay, you don't have
it's
to.
not the Beatle one.
No. Bye.
Yeah.
Pack up
All my cares and woe. And we do it with a real tight harmony. We do it slow, and then also we go, pack up all my cares and woe. Like Midnight Train is something that we did, right? Did a lot of this fast kind of
Love
stuff
it.
like that. Yeah, it was kind of fun. But so I was living up there, so I'd come down every so often to watch, but I wasn't in the I just kind of observed the whole thing.
Was that crazy for you?
Oh God, yes. Oh yeah.
I mean, because he got
yes and
so
no.
famous so fast.
Yeah. I don't think anybody really realized that. You know, like he talks about it. He says he was in such a bubble that he'd go outside and couldn't go to the store. I'm like, oh my God, you know. But he had Circus Boy before. My father was in the business. So to me, it's like, oh, you got another show. Cool.
Right.
You know, but nobody knew it was going to be what it was.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Was he a trained comedian?
a trained comedian?
I mean, did he like study comedy?
I don't think so.
Because you know that people look to the Monkees for music, but to me they were incredible comedians.
Maybe that was the director, and they let them go. They let them just kind of improv and be silly and stuff, you know.
Did you get to be on the show at all?
My voice was on the show once.
Okay.
But I wasn't in SAG or after or anything. So there is an episode, I'm sure someone watching probably knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's something about Peter. He's trying to protect this girl who at midnight is going to do something, and they needed and Jim Frawley calls me over and just sit in this chair and say, at the tone, the time will be 12 o'clock. And I'm like, what? They go, just do it. I said, oh, okay. So I was the voice. I don't think Jim will get in trouble now. But didn't get paid for it.
Because you weren't. Oh.
I wasn't. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, but I think that was it. But I wasn't in the whole thing. And as you know, it's not always, just because someone's in the business, getting someone that's, attached to you into it also. It's
Right.
more difficult than
Yes.
you may think.
Nepotism isn't, but it's not. It's not exactly a walk in the
Exactly. And I was still in, I had just graduated high school, I think, when the show came out.
Did you want it?
No, I like singing. I just wanted to sing. And
So what were you doing else when you finished college? What
I didn't go to college all the way through.
Okay.
I took some college. I'm a self-taught. My father had, and my mother had an incredible library, very extensive library. So I'd get lost in the library.
And so when you were that little girl?
But I was in college. I was in a junior college for a while and did some plays, did some production work.
I was going to say, okay,
Yeah.
so do you remember the first play you were in?
I think I was in the 7th grade, and it was called The Witches of Hag Hollow, and it was over here in Milliken Junior High. And I remember my father picking me up in his car that had convertible, and I had all this black spray in my hair because we were witches, right? And all this black stuff, and it's starting to rain. All this black stuff's like going down my shirt like that. I think that was the first one.
And so
Yes.
you kind of had the bug.
Well, yeah, and I always have, and I've done some theater, and I did Annie Oakley, and I did Annie Oakley, Annie Get Your Gun. We did. I got to be Lucy in A Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Aw.
People misunderstand Lucy. She really is a wonder. She just thinks she knows everything, and she really does. No. Anyway, that was great fun as well. And then we did Mame, but then I got married and had a bunch of kids. I had 2 boys, and
So no, I don't know this about you.
yeah, I have 2 grown sons and 2 grandkids.
Oh, how old are your grandkids?
They are 8.
She's going to take out pictures. We're going to get to see the grandkids.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen, hi. Hi, Keith.
These are my grandkids. This is, this is like on a time lapse.
Okay,
This is Braden and Walker, and they now live with mom and dad, their mom and dad, in Hawaii. On Maui.
Wow.
Yeah.
How often do you get to see them?
Not too often. I was there for Thanksgiving,
Oh, nice.
which was fun, and learned how to shuck coconuts and make coconut juice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How long have they been in Hawaii?
Since last June.
Oh, so pretty new.
Yeah, pretty new.
Okay.
She owns my daughter-in-law owns a bunch of they both do a bunch of Pilates studios, and you can tell I go there all the time.
I need to
I
go.
love exercise. I could watch people exercise for hours.
I love it. Okay, so you were a mom and you did all that for a while.
I still sang through all that at different churches and different events. I opened for Marianne Williamson once.
Wow.
Yeah, and just different people. Wayne Dyer.
Oh,
Remember
wow.
him?
Yes, of course.
We knew him before he was like Wayne Dyer.
Yeah, he became
Very
huge.
big, but he would come around the religious science churches when he first wrote and stuff, and we'd host them, and I'd usually open for them and stuff. Again, singing these songs of inspiration and stuff, That's what I like to do.
And so, how did the whole Monkees thing start? I mean, the singing for you.
With Micky?
Yeah. Well, it started with you sang with him. He had his own thing on the side, his own gig on the side. He has his own band that he has all these years, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I think what happened is that in about 2000, he decided to do a solo show again, and he hadn't been going out solo-wise. So he said, it'd be much more fun if you come with me. I went, sure.
Nice.
So I'd be working all day doing whatever I was doing, and then we'd fly off for the weekend, and then we'd come back, and I go,
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. But been doing that for a long time now, and it's great fun. It's great fun.
And so none of that sibling weird stuff?
It's his show. No, it's his show. I know why I'm there. And I told him, I said, hey, Mick, if you don't want me to, money-wise, he goes, I'm not stupid, he said. He goes, this isn't nepotism. You add something to the show, and if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. And I went, oh, thank you so much. So, he acknowledges my talent.
You've earned your seat.
I've earned my seat.
I love it. Standing up.
I'm still trying to think of a story about
Peter.
that I can. He taught me an awful lot about music.
Did he?
Yeah, and he always did. He was so amazing. He'd go, well, that's a 9/4 of the something. He also, I remember this. I've never told anybody this. Years ago when they were on the set and stuff, and somebody comes up to you and goes like this, hey, how you doing? He taught me how to give back rubs. He goes, when you give a back rub, you have to love that person.
Oh.
And I remember that about Pete because he had a very huge heart, and he was like that. He was the little guru meditator of the bunch, and macrobiotics and all this. But that's one thing I remember is like do it with love. He was like,
that's really
we were
sweet.
we were very close. not in a biblical sense, but no, he was like, yeah, he's good.
And what was your relationship with Davy like?
Same thing. I think I was like his sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like sisters with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, not so much. I didn't hang around with him as much. He's a little bit, he was like over here a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Davy, when I went out with Micky and Davy in the 70s, we had a ball.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, hey, we're going to do this song. You know, it'll be great. You know, and the guys that have worked with him have always said that Davy would come up like at the beginning of a show that he was doing and say, hey, we're going to do this song. Listen to this song. And they'd be like, excuse me? We go on in 30 minutes. He go, oh, no, it's great. You'll love it. You'll love it. It's great. Easy, easy. In fact, he did that. The last time I sang with Davy was in 2012 when they came, it was Micky and Davy and Peter, and they were on tour, and they came to Atlanta, and I was living in Atlanta, Georgia at the time. And anyway, so we you know, went to the gig, and I go into the commissary where they're having dinner, you know, and Davy looks and goes, oh my God, Coco, you're here. I said, yeah, hey, how you doing and everything. He goes, oh, this is great. What we're going to do, you know, you're going to come out and do a different drum, because that's a song that Mike wrote that I do in Mickey's show all the time.
Song.
We're going to come out. We're not going to tell Micky. And now he
We're
goes
not going to tell Micky?
We're not going to tell Micky. It's going to be a surprise. And you'll come out the second set and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not even dressed for it. I'm going, oh, okay, fine. So then he goes to the band and says, here's what we're going to do. And they're like, okay. Now, thankfully, Richie Telly, who was one of the, you know, his MD, I think, at the time, knew the song and we'd worked together. So it wasn't like totally off.
Right.
But he would do stuff like that. He goes, yeah, we're going to change it all around. You know, yeah, you'll come out and I'll just, you know, do this and you'll come out of the audience and it'll be great. Because he was a little showman, you know. I mean, it was all like...
Well, I was telling you before we went live that I saw Davy on Broadway in Oliver when I think I was about 7 years old, and it really changed my life. That's when I decided I wanted to be an actress, and you see how that's worked out for me.
Yeah, really well. But that was Davy. I mean, his idol was Tony Newley. Anthony Newley.
I loved Anthony Newley.
I mean, Davy, when you look at that, he was that dancing.
And his voice. He had that whole voice
Absolutely.
thing.
So you put together a Broadway Anthony Newley guy, a guy from New York that likes to do folk songs, Micky doing rock and roll, and Michael doing country. They're very talented, but what a collection. So was. Musically, that would be very, you know, Davy's wanting to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, and Mike's over there twanging. So it was an interesting combination. I'm loving working with Mick and Mike.
Okay, so
Micky and Mike now, I've been doing their show.
You just came off the road with them.
We did, and we're going to Australia in June, which will be great.
Okay, so you were obviously there when Mike got sick.
Oh, God, yeah.
That had to be the most horrifying thing.
Oh, it was, yeah. But thank God he did. You know, but it got, because again,
What do you mean?
There are no accents. Thank God he saw somebody and got it handled.
Right.
Because he was just kind of pushing through it.
Oh.
He was very tired. He was just like slow, and I was like, what's going on with him? And he finally saw someone, thank God. Excuse me. And that's when Andrew Sandoval, the tour manager, came up, and we were ready. We'd done sound check at Kinswick, I can't remember. And
where were you?
We were in Pennsylvania. Keswick? I think it's Keswick Theater.
Okay.
And we're all ready. We've done sound check. We're all ready to go. And it's like, come over here and we have a conversation. It goes, the tour is over. Mike is heading back to L.A. Wow. Okay. So you've got this, it's like an army, you know, of people and trucks and things. And everybody's going, what do I do and where do I go? It was pretty interesting. But he came home and obviously had the work done. And now he's
and just like...
Well, it took a while, but he went out in September, I think it was, with his first national band, hit all the gigs. I mean, did the whole thing. So, you know. But he also has that kind of understanding of things, you know.
So, for those of you out there who don't know me, who are tuning in for Coco, which is most of you, I'm just going to say that Nez actually produced my event, Women Who Write, up at the Henry Miller Library in Big Sur.
Oh, nice.
I think it was about 8 years ago, and he hadn't played out in, I believe, 17 years.
Yeah.
And he played out for the first time at my event.
Wow.
And then he ended up going on tour with his own band, and then right after that, he rejoined the Monkees.
Exactly.
And so, it's because of me.
It's all
but
because of
he was also the first guest of this show.
Oh,
it used to be called The Road Taken, and he was my first guest.
Yeah.
The
Road Less Taken.
It was The Road Taken.
The Road Taken. I'm just thinking of
The Road Less Taken. Right. Which is why I changed it to Game Changers.
Well, and of course, you and I traveled to the beat of a different drum. That's like Henry David Thoreau.
Yes.
That's heavy, stuff.
Different.
And Mike's the only one that also has the word ennui in a song.
Oh,
Him and Cole Porter, because I do a song by Cole Porter.
Really?
Yeah.
What song is that?
Oh God, I can't remember right now.
Okay.
But ennui, and I was like, he's the only one that knows that.
It's a good
Smart
word.
guy.
He
Yeah,
is a
it's good
smart
word.
guy.
It is.
Very smart guy. So what was the? So Peter was the love. Davy was the showman. Mike was the smarty pants.
And Micky was a silly one.
Micky was the silly.
He does
one.
silly really well.
He does silly.
He
really
does silly.
well.
So when he had all the faces and everything too,
So
I mean,
fabulous.
he's very talented guy.
So did I imagine that in your 20 was that you were younger than 20s? You were
when the show came
teens?
out,
Yeah. So I imagine then you really had to be careful who your friends were because
it was really
my
obvious.
God,
It was obvious.
it was
Well, yeah. And so the friends that I had were the ones that I knew from church.
right.
And I think some of them are on here tonight. I've got girlfriends that I knew from then that
Laura
they
Frost, she must be a church friend because she's saying amen.
Oh,
Do you know?
maybe so. I don't
Harriet. Harriet Shock's
don't always know names.
So
Harriet Shock?
Coco is going to
I
be
sang
at
one
the
of her songs.
Did you? What
Harriet
song?
Shock, the
Yeah,
songwriter?
I told you. I just went to her show Sunday.
Oh my God.
She's going to be on this show May 8th.
We did one of her songs with
Was she
that Davy said, "Oh, do this." Harriet, I don't remember. who it
Harriet
was.
wrote "Ain't No Way to Treat a Lady." That's one of her songs.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
she
nice.
wrote that beast.
Question from Wendy. Could
Yeah.
you sing a little of something from your cabaret show? Your voice is just so easy to listen to.
Aw, thanks. Let's see.
Wow, there's like there must be a lot of questions here. I'm thinking.
You will do amazing things with each day the new day brings, something like that. And with every breath you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Oh, I can't remember the rest of the words because I'm so nervous.
It doesn't matter. It sounds really
But
good.
you will do amazing things. Good
Love it.
song.
Beautiful.
Sounds really good.
Good song.
Speaking of singers,
Yes.
there's a question from Laura Frost from Berea, Ohio, which is next to the suburb I grew up in,
Really?
Parma, in Cleveland, where Baldwin
my God.
Wallace College is.
Oh, nice.
She says, I am young of age, but an old soul. My question is, what advice would you give to a person that is starting a music career or wanting to be?
Sing.
Mm.
It's like I think they asked, what's his face? I can't. Ernest Hemingway. Well, I want to be a writer. Well, then write.
Yeah, the secret to writing is writing.
The secret
Yeah.
to write.
Mhm.
So I would say sing every chance you get. Join a choir.
Hi, Donna.
Is that Donna Dolenz?
Yeah.
Hi, join a choir. Sing with your
that's
friends.
good.
I was in a wonderful choir, and just sing. That's what I would say. And also get over yourself and don't and realize that it's something singing through you. I was training this little girl back in Georgia, and she would watch American Idol, right?
Yeah.
She was like 9 years old.
Mhm.
She wanted to sing. She had all the moves, and she was like, da da. I go, what are you singing about? I don't know. It's like, think of what you're singing about. What are you doing? You're telling a story. And let the story decide how you're going to move. You don't put the
I
moves.
love that.
Right?
I
mean,
love
you don't sit there and go, I'm going to sing and now I'm going to do this.
Because
and now I'm
even
going to
though-
look like that.
Because even though Davy was doing all that, it was still coming
Oh,
from
no,
his
that was
kishkas.
coming from here.
Yeah.
I was a dancer.
Yeah.
And you move because the music is moving you, but you don't plan. It's like, well, I'll sing this song and then I'll go like this and please. So I would say, sing as much as you can. Realize something's singing through you. Be grateful for your talent because it comes from somewhere.
I love that.
And just keep doing it.
I love that. That's great advice.
Yeah.
What else, Pete? We got more? More questions? I'm putting you on the spot. We can
Hang
go
on.
back to conversation.
No, I'm like copying and pasting. What is your favorite song to sing live when you are solo and with the Monkees?
Snuffy Walden says hello.
Hi. I don't sing solo stuff when I'm with Micky and Mike and them because it's their show. I just do background. But when I'm in Micky's
Hi,
show,
Snuffy.
I do White Rabbit, which is great fun.
Okay, White Rabbit is in my top 5 songs of all time. Okay,
That's pretty much.
is
Oh,
that
there's
some-
no way here.
Yeah, there's no way. I love that song. I met
Yeah.
Grace. I got to meet Grace.
Oh wow.
Okay, but have you seen Grace? Like
Not lately,
in this.
no.
Okay, so Grace has turned into my grandma Libby.
Oh my gosh.
She wears her hair in a really tight bun. She
Oh,
wears
wow.
like really old fashioned like grandma moo clothes,
Oh,
and
wow.
she's really like she's really strict and mean. And she was like, She was very stern, but then I made her laugh. But she was really tough and scary.
Interesting.
She has art. She's a fantastic artist, and she was doing an art show. But she was scaring the shit out of everybody. I mean, she's like really like a tough broad.
Wow.
And
She's from the Bronx?
Because I'm so tough.
Yeah, you're as tough as pudding. There you go.
But White Rabbit's such
that
a great
I love
song.
doing. Well, because again, we do the show. He obviously has to do the Monkees songs that everyone wants to hear. We try to do them the same as they were recorded. And because I did some of the harmonies and I sound so much like him, I doubled him and do his harmony stuff, so it sounds like the record. You know?
Okay, so now when you were kids, were your parents kind of teaching you how to do that, or was it coming innately? Like how
I don't know. We just always sang, or if like in a road trip you'd sing.
Yeah, but like doubling him and the harmonies that you would do, they taught you how to do the harmonies, right?
I guess so.
Or did it come naturally?
It's always come natural to me. It's like if you hear the note, I'll hit a third above it or a fifth, and I just hear it. Peter, on the other hand, would do everything mathematically. He'd go, all right, well, if that's a third, then it's 2 of the 5 of that. I was like, what? You know. And
do you read music?
I read music, yeah.
You do?
I read music.
Do you play an instrument?
I used to play piano, and I still can a bit, you know, not really read both hands. Played guitar, had a lovely guitar. You know, I used to play guitar. About 7 years ago, I put a knife through my hand. So, so that kind of like, I can't do a guitar anymore. I can't get the pressure.
Did you ever try to do like a solo career? Did you ever try to be like a singer-songwriter kind of? Do you write songs?
No, I don't write songs. I've written some stuff, and I'm going to give it to Alex, actually, see if he can put it to music.
Alex Jules. Hi, Alex.
Jules. Is he on?
I don't know. I'm just
anyway,
saying
but no, just mostly just singing. And only
it's
recently.
not just. It's a huge thing. The way you do it is huge.
Only recently I've redone I did my cabaret up in San Jose in like 2004 or 5.
Okay, so now you also do like Cole Porter songs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so now what differentiates? I interrupted your story. Tell me your story.
Go ahead.
So, like, what differentiates? Like, all right, I'm going to do Cole Porter and that stuff over here, but then I'm going to do this
because it's called Songs on My Music Stand. So it's anything I want to do.
I love that.
It's things that I've been doing forever, like being green.
Okay.
It's things
so
that I love to do.
Will you mix?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what I said. He said sing something from my show.
I see.
I do being green because it's like a lesson as well. It's almost like going to church, but we don't tell anybody that.
Do you marry people? Do you officiate? Don't you?
I can, yeah. I married my niece, but it's not something I was maybe going to go that way. It's like I didn't want to do that. But again, it's songs that I've always done that are like signature pieces. Twisted from Annie Ross. You remember that song?
I don't know that song.
My Anna's told me that I was right
Oh,
out
I
my head.
love that song.
He said, "It'd be better than I didn't live." That kind of stuff because I just love it.
I do too.
You know. And then I do Cole Porter and I do Irving Berlin and all that because that's my mother part of me, the 40s songs, which were just so cool and simple, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, and then I do some blues, and we do everything from Patsy Cline to just because I like to do it. So it's a very eclectic kind of thing, very eclectic, and the stories that go with it and stuff. So
I love when singers tell the story. And the conversation that happens before a song, that's a lost art.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But that's the reason I do what I do, because it's like, just don't get up there and sing a song. It's like, why are you doing this song?
Absolutely.
What does this mean to you? How is this going to move you? What's the story? I worked with a man up in San Jose for years, and we would take a lyric and just break it into pieces, you know.
Like what? Like, explain what you mean.
Well, just that it's a story, and it's like he had taught me, you know, it doesn't matter the phrasing or the arrangement. It's like, what does it feel like? It's not easy being green, you know? Having to live each day the color of the leaves. Oh, I think it would be much nicer to be red and gold and yellow. You know, I mean, we would talk and like dramatize it.
I love it.
You know, and there's a pause that goes here. It's not written in the music, but it's a pause that needs to be there because it's important. You know, so Cass and I would, some of the people watching today remember Cass. It was great.
Still have a quick question. You're getting a lot of questions.
Oh, good.
Oh, let's have them.
So, favorite Monkee song?
Favorite Monkee song?
Yeah.
Probably one of Mike's. Probably Papa Jean's Blues.
Okay. Favorite Beatles song?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Who asked that question? Favorite Beatles song?
I'm looking too.
Love Is All There Is. I guess. I don't know.
Have you
I guess.
ever had a chance to meet any of the Beatles?
Yes, I did, actually. I talked to John Lennon on the phone once. He was up with Mickey and Harry Nilsson.
Hi, Zach. Zach Nilsson.
Zach. I know Zach.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He does karaoke every day. Have you seen them?
No.
He does these karaoke, but he calls them karaoke's, and he sings every day. He
Good.
has the best. I love you, Zach.
Sing, baby.
He's singing every
Absolutely.
day.
I knew Harry. I knew his dad.
He's doing a concert of Harry songs,
Oh,
and it's coming up. Yeah.
Nice.
But, you knew
Anyway,
his
so
dad.
of course, I saw him, a couple of times. In the long story, but anyway, so back to
well, you can tell us a Harry Nilsson story. I would love to hear one.
Yeah. We visited him in New York when we were there with Micky and Davy and I. Yeah. And he was, I think it was right before he passed. So it was just nice to see him. Fabulous songwriter and stuff. But I was telling you something else.
Oh, sure. What were we talking about, Pete? I don't remember.
You have another question.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Someone wants to know if you've ever met Kermit the Frog.
Not really.
I'm Kermit the Frog here.
Oh, nice.
See, you too.
And I bring green frogs on the stage with me. And my friend gave me some too. It's like, yeah.
Somebody guested with us recently that wanted to be Josh Sussman. All he wants is to work with the Muppets. That's like his whole dream. Okay.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Let me see. That's it for now. I mean, there's more, but I'm.
But Papa Jean's Blues, we used to sit around at Mickey's house or at the set or whenever I was down, and we always
My pleasure, Harriet.
Papa Jean's Blues. It was just so much fun to the harmonies and stuff, and he and Mickey do it in the show by themselves, and I'm just like,
how about the most recent Monkee album? I love their album that came out a couple of years ago.
Good Times.
Good Times. It's fantastic.
Wonderful. I sang on one of them. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Oh, I did some of the Angel stuff in Hipster, and in fact, Eric had sang on that one too, and I can't remember what it is now because I'm. Well, but anyway, it's a great album. We got to sing.
It is an absolutely
and I
fabulous
do Me and
album.
Magdalena with Mickey and his.
That song is so phenomenal.
Marvelous song.
Phenomenal.
So I do Mike's part.
You play Mike's part.
I play Mike. Yeah, I play Mike.
And so when Nez came back and you guys went out again, okay, so you've been in all of these incarnations. You've played with Mickey on his own. You've played with Micky and Davy. Yeah. You've played with Micky, Davy, and Peter. You've done the Monkees, all of them. You've done the Micky and Mike Show. What's the complexion? Like how do those?
You're the singer. I'm a singer.
But do they have a different feeling? Does each one of those have a different feeling, or does it always just feel fun?
No, it has a different feeling because of the personalities, I would say. You know.
What was the most fun for you?
I think the Micky and Mike thing now.
I love that.
Yeah, I think so.
Why so?
Because of the material, you know, and Mike brings his flavor with, we've got a banjo player, we've got Pete Finney who plays the steel guitar, and maybe because my mother was from Texas, I don't know, but I have that country kind of, I do a couple Patsy Cline songs.
Oh, nice!
Love all that stuff.
And Christian and Circe are
and they're there too. She's so amazingly talented,
she is. And
so much fun to work. She's very tall.
Yes, she's
being taller than me.
She is very tall, very gorgeous, very thin.
Absolutely. Yeah, but a great voice. Yes. And Christian is amazing. He does a lot of the vocal arrangements and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, he's very good at it. And so that's great fun, too. That's great fun.
So, did you guys do the Beacon this trip? You did the Beacon?
Yes. Yeah. We did it the second time.
Yeah, right. And
not in June when Mike got sick. Right. That was one of the ones that we had to do.
The Beacon's quite a theater, isn't it?
Oh, my God. For me, it's like when I go into these old theaters, especially the ones where the ornate ceiling and oh, my God, and you think of the people that have been there and played there. We did, years ago, we did the Ryman, the same things like, think of the people that have been in here, and I'm so blessed and honored, to be there. The vibrations of the place.
Okay, so in line with what is like the biggest venue? What is like did anything ever scare you? Did you ever like walk out and go, oh my God? I mean,
not really. I don't think of that. You
Good.
know?
Yeah.
To me, I'm singing because I enjoy singing, and
so no stage fright.
Not stage fright. Anxious or excited about doing it. But not stage fright.
I like it. Yeah. And what are some of the more exciting gigs you've gotten to do.
God, you're having to make me remember.
Did anybody ever come backstage that you went, oh my God?
Yes, I got to meet Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh.
He was in fact, he was in Atlanta. He's a big Monkee fan. He even came to our show last year, and I don't know where it was, but I was just like, because I think he's amazing.
I got to meet him too, but he wasn't a fan of mine. I just got to meet him when I was going to fan him.
That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and, of course, all those guys know everybody in the world.
Yes.
You know, so there'd be somebody floating by, you know. Oh, but back to John Lennon. He was at Micky's house one morning, and they'd probably been up all night working in Micky's studio, his music studio.
That was the story you forgot from before. Yay!
Yes.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I get a call, and I'm living in the Valley, and I'm married at the time. It's like 71, 72, somewhere in there. And Micky's like, I'm trying to record Harry and John here, and I don't know where to put them. And I said, what? Because my husband and I had been in there the night before, and this is the day of, you know, very old school recording and stuff. So he probably was saying, I've got, you know, tape, but I don't know where to plug them in because everything's changed or something. And I'm like, I don't know. So he asks Frank something, and Frank tells him whatever. And then all of a sudden Frank hands the phone to me, and I go, okay, well, what are we going to do? He goes, who's this? I said, oh, I'm Micky's sister. The sister. They all spoke in, and I remember talking to, I think it was George at Micky's house one. They spoke in like 3 words. You know, it was like, the sister. And something about, and what are you doing? Making pancakes. Pancakes.
Okay, now,
okay.
What
It
did
was
you...
just so weird. I'm like, very strange. But to me, it was just like, okay, fine.
It wasn't like, I'm talking to John Lennon right now?
Didn't hit me at the time. But again, I've met a lot of, you know, again, it probably did, but I don't remember it being like, oh my God, I was just amazed that someone was like, you're making pancakes, okay. Or I remember handing strawberries, I think it was George. Can you believe it? I don't even remember. And it's like, strawberries.
Wow. Yeah. Did you get to meet Paul? Have you met Paul?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Isn't that funny that I wouldn't remember?
I would think that Paul and Micky would definitely.
I think they. Yeah.
I seem to recall there was. Well, I saw there's a recording. There's a video of. Is Micky there at Abbey Road when they're doing a Beatles recording? That might be what I'm thinking.
I think. I know he was.
Yeah.
Because he talks about that in the show.
Yeah, that's what
I walk into this gym, you know, Apple, and there's the guys just sitting there playing. And Micky does this whole shtick about, you know, I'm ready, hey, where are the girls? You know, and he's got his tie-dyed underwear and his, you know, I mean, we're all like, hey, baby. And they're just like, hey, Monkey Man, because John evidently called him Monkey Man. Want to hear what we've been working on? He goes, oh, sure. So he heard one of the songs. I don't know what it was working on.
Micky told that story at Women Who Write, and I have the video on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see, there's a whole video of Micky telling this entire story that it just hit me that I've heard before.
Because when he lived up in Horseshoe, he had all these parties, and there'd be everybody in the world there, you know, that were just, you know, I remember Tommy and Smothers. He was there, and we had a conversation about how Micky should be a comedian because he was so funny. He goes, you should do stand-up. Micky's, no. Micky is much more comfortable with a script. Think Circus Boy, the TV shows that he did, you know, all that. It's like planned and it's a script, and I know what I'm saying.
Okay, so when Micky came and did Women Who Write, what he wanted to do then was he wanted to do more. He wanted to do Broadway. He had just done a Hairspray, right?
Yes. And he's done Broadway.
And that was what he was really hungry
for. That I'm
a
bit jealous about because I'd love to get on that stage and, you know, that, but it's okay.
My daughter's she's graduating Tisch in 2 weeks, and that's her dream.
Oh, good.
That's what she wants.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it wasn't important enough to me.
You know, there are no accidents. There are no mistakes. We all do exactly what we're intended to do, right?
I think so.
So let's talk about the spiritual stuff. So how... when did that start? When do you first remember that becoming part of your...
As a kid. I mean, anytime anybody would talk about that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, that feels good. That feels good. And I've read a lot.
Your mother was into it?
Yeah, my mom was into it. My grandmother in the 30s and 40s was reading, you know, the Unity stuff, and I've got some of her books with the underlining and stuff. And then when my mother married Dr. Scott, she goes, and we have this church camp that we go to. I'm like, yeah, right. You know, and I was totally not interested. And then I went, and that's where I've got some of my dearest friends from 50 years ago.
Love that.
It just it's where I belonged, you know, where I belonged. And I had teachers teaching me things like, you know, your spirit first and human second. And at the time, Clive Baxter was the guy that invented the polygraph, that, you know, your palms sweat, and that's when you can tell someone's lying.
Oh,
right?
really?
And we used to
Is that what it is? It's sweat?
It's the moisture in the hand, I believe.
I'm going to have to go around touching people's palms, I think.
But I remember us sitting there and having these conversations in Monterey at a place called Asilomar, not wanting to step on the ice plant because it's going to be going, ow, don't step on it. Because anyway, and it was about cellular consciousness, and it was about, you know, so those are the things I was into when I was 16 or 17.
And so then why not become a minister? What stopped you from that?
I don't like authority. I didn't want anybody telling me what to do. Didn't want a church necessarily. I'm doing my church now with my singing. That's my
Love
church.
that.
My thing on the 18th. It's like church to me.
Okay, so
I don't use the word. Well, I don't use the word church, but it's a gathering. It's a
spirit. No, I don't even like that.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
All I know is that I don't want. They had offered me to do Delta Dawn, for God's sakes, 1,000 years ago before it was done. I went, I don't want to sing that song, and everybody was saying, you know, you got to start somewhere if you want to around. I just couldn't do it. Mickey always said, why didn't you ever get an agent? I just couldn't do something that didn't touch here. So I'd stay in church and sing songs that touched their Greatest Love of All or The Rose or all these things. And it was like, I don't know, it just was my path. The path I took to the thing.
And no regrets.
Not really. No regrets. That's a good song too, Billie Holiday. No, because regrets is just, again, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know, and you can beat yourself up with that. No, it's the path I took, and I have much. I think if I'd, you know, done the other path, I probably wouldn't even be here, you know. But I think my path is to be an inspiration to people.
I love that.
You know, and
I'm
not.
service.
It's a service. It absolutely is, and I get high doing it, and other people get high.
That was the thing I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Thank you for between the two of us with our memories, we need to spark each other.
Yeah.
So drugs, drug abuse, alcohol, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't sound like you and Micky didn't go that path, huh?
Well, not like most people. To say that we haven't, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he's not Keith Richards, that's for sure.
And you never had an addiction issue, I assume?
I could probably drink less. You know, I like my little glasses of wine. But I also do the work. You know.
What do you mean?
Being aware of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and loving myself, and doing the work of being aware of what you're saying and what you're doing, and not getting in the way of yourself, and don't going into your head by yourself because it's like a bad neighborhood.
It is such a dangerous place to go.
Because it's like a bad neighborhood. You don't go there by yourself. So
I believe that.
I think my whole family has got that propensity. I think it's just genetic. But with my work and training and things, it's like, no, I don't let it overtake me. You know, there's degrees of stuff.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the musicians and people that didn't get a hold of it aren't with us anymore. You know, and my brother can still get out there and do an hour and a half
And
show.
sing his
and
ass off.
So whatever he's doing, he must be doing it right. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pete, do we have any more questions?
We do.
Coco?
Yeah.
Okay, lay them on us.
All right. I don't think we talked about this. Did you meet the Mona Lisa twins?
The what?
The Mona Lisa twins in Liverpool.
No.
There you go.
No, never been there.
Oh, are there any secret recordings where we think it's Micky, but it's really Coco?
Oh, no. No, but you can hear me like in the background or the vocal stuff, you know, the harmonies and things, but no.
There's been many comments and questions from someone, and he wants to make sure that you know who it is. It's Micky Galina.
I know who Micky Galina is.
I do too. Hi, Micky.
There you go.
There we go.
I'm looking too to see, and the sound check was so fun. Jennifer is saying, the Beacon. She went back and she saw the sound check. Okay, the sound check was fun. Oh, look, somebody said, I'm so hungry, but I don't want to leave this video to eat dinner. We're going to end soon, so you're starving. I'm starving, too. This is all I've had to...
I'm not hungry.
Thank you, Mary Ellen Walsh.
Shitty pizza, so you're just, hey.
I bought Pete. Did we say that on the show, or did we just tell
did.
Coco? Oh, we did.
But you can bring it up again if you want.
Yeah,
Poor Pete's only had Target
wonderful
pizza.
dinner, Target pizza. Oh, God.
All right, so tell us about your cookbook.
All it is, well, actually, Samantha, Mickey's first wife, had put together a cookbook with Amy, and because Samantha used to do catering, and it's like the little tea scones and the this and that, and she was very, very good at it and stuff. So she put together a little book through Snapfish or one of those things, right?
Yeah.
And it was wonderful, and she kind of did it as a precursor, thinking, oh, you must do Dolenz cookbook, you know. And I never got it handled before she passed.
said it like that because Samantha was British.
Samantha was British, yes. Very British. Oh, God. You know, she'd say, oh, please, you must wear more color. Because I'm like, you know, black and gray. Anyway, so
You're pretty colorful today.
I started putting it together, and again, it's time.
Yeah.
You know, if I had an art patron that would say, just be creative, do everything you want. But everybody I know is like slash this, slash that.
Right.
Not, you know, maybe the cast from Big Bang don't need to get a day job, but, you know, everybody else does. And a lot of the people I book at Lane 33, they're like a real estate person, or he runs the car place. And they're amazing. The amount of talent.
Amazing artists that are doing other things.
They have to
get
to live, you know,
Yes.
it pays the rent.
Absolutely.
And so they're not like, you know, big names or anything, but they're amazing. And they're here in Los Angeles and in the Valley. And my God, it's you know. It's
okay,
fabulous.
so tell us all this stuff you've got going on. So tell us about the gig again.
My gig?
Yeah.
I'm going back to the Coffee Gallery in Altadena, backstage it's called, on May 18th, and it's a matinee. I think it's 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock.
Okay, and the thing that you were talking about with Mickey is the coach hat? What's it?
I don't know. I just got an email yesterday saying we've got a bunch of gigs in July. We're doing Glendora on May 3rd or 4th or something. I'm looking
and this
at
is
a calendar.
this is the Mickey Show.
The Mickey Show.
Okay.
Yes. So I do.
So who else is in the Mickey Show? Like how many of you?
He's got like a core, you know, piano, bass, drums.
Does he? I hope he stands out front.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't play drums. Not in
I
the
know
shows.
he doesn't play drums, but does he? But he doesn't play guitar.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
He was a guitar player since he was 10.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's really his instrument. He had to learn how to play the drums for the show.
So how was that?
They wanted to put him as the drummer for some reason. And he also did, you know, most of the lead songs because he's the one that had the rock and roll voice, still does, but had to learn drums. You know, so, in LA it's like, hey, do you tap dance? Absolutely. And you go and take a lesson, right? You know, well, we need you to be able to ride a horse. Can you do that in this scene? Absolutely. Oh, no problem. And you go learn how to ride horses. You know, that's just the way it goes. So he learned how to play drums, and being a very talented person, I mean, he picked it up and did it.
And he did a great job.
Yeah.
And all the Monkee shows I've been to in the last 10 years, he gets back there for a couple songs.
He has them set up differently because of whatever, I don't know why. So it's very difficult. It's not a regular drum set. Something's reversed. Rich would know if Rich is still watching. I don't know. But something's reversed. So he can't play on the drum set that a normal person is playing on because it's reversed. It's like Paul McCartney plays this way.
Well, but Mickey's not a lefty. Is
I don't
he?
think so. No, it's something with his leg in the drum. I don't know if Rich is still here. He can tell us. I don't know.
Look at all the love you're getting. People are like shooting up love there.
Cool.
So the Mickey Show. So what kind of music are we listening to in the Mickey Show?
In the Mickey Show is, like I said, it's Monkee songs, all the great hits that he did, which we have to do.
Right.
And
is he doing other stuff as well?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, he does it right now. We're doing like a tribute to the Beatles, doing a little bit of Sgt. Pepper. Something. I don't want to give it away. Make people come.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But we try to keep it in context. You know, because like he had met Jimi Hendrix at the Pop Festival, Monterey Pop Festival, which I was there as well.
You were?
But I was checking out the Jefferson Airplane. And that's where I learned about, I want to do that. White Rabbit, right? Wow. 1967. Wow. That's where he found Jimmy, and he opened for the Monkees, of course.
Yes, that's so crazy.
I met in a hotel once a guy that was a sound guy that had worked on that show in Florida, and he goes, "It's really true that the parents were going, who is this? Oh my God, darling, don't look, we're leaving."
He was the sexiest
he was
thing.
amazing.
Oh my God.
But not opening for the Monkees.
What
God
That is
almighty.
the craziest. What did Hendrix think of them?
I think they all got along famously.
Did they?
And he loved them, and they loved
Really?
him. They had a great time.
Okay.
But the music, the people that were coming to see the Monkees certainly weren't.
Yeah. But now that's that I'm assuming that you appreciate.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, absolutely. He was remarkable. Like I said, well, I have a thing. What is it called? I have a thing, and I wrote it down once somewhere. Don't know if it's in here or not. Anyway, it's a thing about hearing. It's probably over there. It's called hyperacusis or something, and I have incredible hearing as far as
Like hyper hearing?
it is kind of like that. Like if there's a sharp sound, or I do like that. You know, or if someone came in and started blowing a trumpet, you might go, cut it with the trumpet already. I would be startled. It actually, there's a word for it. My mom used to tell me, she goes, I always thought you were just being dramatic. But no, sharp sound.
How did they diagnose that?
I finally asked a doctor recently at ear, because I thought I was having some trouble. And he goes, oh yeah, it's called hyperacusis something. I went, oh my God.
Wow.
All these years I thought, why do I get so startled?
Wow.
Yeah, dog barking in the kitchen, and I'm trying to make dinner when I was married. Oh God, and I would actually just freak. And
wow.
Anyway, it's a long story. But yeah, it's a very sensitive hearing. Now, if I'm in a restaurant, I'm starting to get a little bit like, what'd you say? What'd you say? But you know what I mean? That just comes with age, I suppose.
Yeah.
But this other thing is just really sharp, and that's why I didn't like really acid rock and roll, because it gets up there, and it hurts the vertebra.
Well, now I understand that you have a sensitivity.
I like the bottom notes.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right, Pete. Any more questions? I don't want to diss anybody who's trying to find something out.
How do you keep your voice in shape?
By not hurting it.
And
by singing properly.
And the next question.
And not smoking.
Yes, that's a
Don't
big
smoke.
one.
Yeah.
And you practice, like anything, you have to practice. Actually, I'm a little hoarse right now from just talking so much.
If you want a free trip to go anywhere, where would you go?
Probably Scotland.
Have you been?
No.
Oh.
Well, actually, that's not true. I did go there, but for a very small amount of time. Yeah, Scotland or Ireland and that whole thing. Or no, that's not true. I'd like to go to Italy again, too. I'd like to go to Croatia and
where are your people from in
Slovenia.
Italy?
Well, my dad was born in Trieste or Gorizia, up in that area. And my grandfather, I understand, was born in Dalmatia, which isn't even a country anymore.
Oh.
Wow.
But it's all that whole Adriatic. Is it Adriatic? Oh my
Sounds
God.
right. Like Italy, Greek?
Italy down to Greece and that whole area. That's where I'd want to go. Yeah. You're going to send me a ticket? Yay.
Yes.
You got something else?
But I want to record
That's it.
again. I haven't recorded in the longest time.
Yeah.
But again, it just takes money to do it. So,
Sure.
we'll start a GoFundMe page or something.
You could. I mean,
I guess I
you
could.
have a lot of people loving on you.
All
That's
right,
for
send
sure.
me $5 and
So-
we'll record.
Right. If everybody sends Coco, look at all the love you're getting. The answer to that.
It's incredible. The comments, like I've got carpal tunnel going on over here because I kept responding to everybody and liking
really?
it like the whole time. That's why I'm looking at my phone
my
because
God.
people are loving you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
beautiful.
getting tons of love. Which, you're getting tons of love. Look at all the love
That's one of the songs that we do at the very end of the show is "Give Me
that?
Some Love," because Mickey just loves it. And
Give me some.
give me some love. And
I actually have a
Good
video
song.
of Mickey singing that at NAMM about 12
wow.
years ago, and
Yeah.
I've got it on my Facebook. I got to shoot him this close in a rehearsal. It was fantastic, and he was great. He was a great sport about the whole thing. I have to tell
He's a
my
professional.
I have to tell my story about meeting Mickey. So
I thought you said it was an in and out.
it was my husband was working for Jay Leno. He was writing for Jay Leno, and so the kids and I came out. It was before we moved out here. And we walked into an In-N-Out the first day we got to LA.
Oh my God!
And there is Micky Dolenz and Donna, and it's like LA is
eat food.
LA is the land of wonder. So we ended up
That's
sitting
funny.
down with and I had all these stories about Dave. I had already booked Davy and stuff. So we sat down at the booth next to Micky and Don, and we had lunch with Micky and Don, and they were just. It was and he had also just done Jay Leno, so he had that common ground with Gabe.
That's
anyway,
a long time ago.
Yeah, It was,
Yeah.
it was 2005.
Well, that's the thing about living in Los Angeles too. Is like, there goes so and so. You see this person, that they're just working. They're working people. And I guess coming up in the family that I did, it was never like I still get like when I saw Billy Bob Thornton, it was like, oh, how cool.
So is there anybody else?
Got to meet Paul Anka when I was a kid.
That's okay.
Because I had his records and everything. My dad did a movie with him. B-movie, but still it was like I got to go on the set and meet him, and I was like 12 years old and just gonna impress Paul Anka, right?
Aww.
Not my little glasses and my hair in a ponytail, so that was kind of good. And then my dad called me once from the restaurant and goes, George Chakiris, is that important?
West Side Story.
Watched it 16 times, know it verbatim. I go, yeah, so he brought me a picture.
Aww.
That kind of thing. But mostly it's just, they're in the business. That's what they do, So when I meet people like that, usually it's like when I met the gentleman at your place, Polly from...
Burt Young. Hello.
Burt Young. What I say...
brain stuff.
I did the same
really,
thing.
This is really scary.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I'm certainly not going to be... What I usually do is like, I love your work. Because that's really what it is. This is a person that does this.
Yes.
It's not who they are, this thing on the screen.
Well, but what it turns out too is like someone like Bert ends up being this like lovely, loving.
My God,
nobody hugs like Bert and kisses like Bert. Like he's
Great
such
man.
a lovely guy.
Yeah, he did come up to me after he had done his talk and just this beautiful look in his eyes and goes, "Oh, very nice." And I know he didn't have to say anything.
Right.
So he was real. And that's the thing too, is the difference between the real people, like they say in Hollywood, behind the fake tinsel and fabric, there's real tinsel and fabric. So meeting people that are genuine, and that's just what they do.
Can you think of an experience that was the opposite of that, where somebody was too cool for the room, and you don't have to name anybody, but I mean, like where you got to meet somebody because of the whole Monkees thing, and then it turned like, did anybody disappoint you? Has anybody disappointed?
Nothing really stands out.
I like that.
Because again, my MO is usually they have a reason why they are what they are, and they're a reason because of whatever. They're either hiding or they're uncomfortable themselves, or they think they are this big talent and that's what a shame because it's coming from here. So I can't think of anybody that I went, oh, what a schmuck.
I love that.
I don't think so. Because I haven't met as many people as Micky has.
Well,
Yeah.
Two more questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you do during your downtime while on tour?
What do I do during my downtime on tour? I stay in my room and watch TV because I don't have TV. So
Really?
I have a screen and I have Netflix and all that.
Right.
But I'll sit there and go, oh, look at all this stuff. And then about 30 minutes later I go, no, there's nothing on I want to watch. So I'll read or play my game. I have a couple games on my iPad that I play, or read, basically.
Let's see. What
Pretty
do
boring.
you still hope to do that you have not yet done?
Good. Thank you for asking the last question of the show. That's a perfect
I want to
last
record
question.
again. I want to get some of these things that I've been doing recently, and I want to record.
Like
because
what
it's
would
so
be
much fun.
something that you'd want to record?
The songs that I do in my show.
Okay.
I have done the show before, and I have recorded those songs, but I have new ones now. My friend Peter Andrews is working with Alex Jules and I, and he's brought a couple of wonderful songs and some arrangements, because look up Peter Andrews, Petey. He's fabulous arrangements of things. He and I worked together in 1972.
Oh, wow.
I was 4 at the time. God, we did the Troubadour, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so Peter is incredible, as is Alex, and they can play anything.
Did Micky know Janice?
I don't know if you did or not. I remember seeing her up in San Francisco in like 1965
Oh,
or 6.
stop.
Some little bar somewhere. Sly and the Family Stone, too. I
Oh,
remember
my
seeing them at this
God.
place in San Jose going, oh my God, they're really good. Who are these people?
What is your who were some of your favorite musicians?
favorite musicians or favorite
Singers? Whatever.
Ella Fitzgerald comes to mind.
Okay.
That kind of, Gladys Knight, Whitney, of course. Aretha, oh my God, yeah. Did you see that thing that she did when they were honoring Carole King?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh yes,
She
I
did
did.
Natural
Oh
Woman.
yes, I did.
Took that coat off.
I was going to say she's wearing the coat. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
So mine is more of those kinds of singers. Cabaret singers, torch singers, jazz singers, people like that.
Do you go out to see? Do you like to go?
Kind of sometimes if there's not too late.
Yeah.
It's like 10 o'clock. I'm in bed, please. I go to Catalina's here in Hollywood with a friend of mine, Lee Newman, and he's always hauling me out there. And I'm his, anyway.
You're his plus one.
I'm his plus one. Well, he's married to Christina, who also sings with me. She's amazing. And I used to babysit their kid and everything, but Lee will sometimes, In fact, he wanted me to go tonight, and I said, no, I don't think I'll be available. It's okay.
Yeah,
but I like, I just like show tunes. I like all kinds of songs. If it's got a story and if it's got a meaning to it, and if it's got...
Do you go to theater in LA? Musical theater?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you see Hamilton?
I saw Hamilton twice. I love...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Our friend Tina Malve, who does Eye on LA, okay, she did a thing with Mickey once and about the people that lived in Laurel Canyon, and it was back in the 60s. I mean, it was like, oh, and there's so-and-so, and there's Stephen Stills, and there's so-and-so. I mean, it was like, it was everybody, And she did this show, and so she got to know Mickey and Sam and everyone, and so became great fans. And she's just darling. And she turned me on to Hamilton before it came out here. She gave me the CD for Christmas. Oh my God! And I just
it's life-changing.
I played it until it was just, and I'm glad I listened to the track first, because if you go to a show like that where it's so quick and so much words going on, so many words. I would have lost a lot of it. I think.
Although the acting is so brilliant.
Oh yeah.
That
the story.
That the story kind of followed. The first time I saw it.
But the lyrics,
the lyrics.
Lin-Manuel, the lyrics. Oh my God, are just so intricate and so amazing.
Yeah. That
if they're, especially the one he does with Seabury or something. Why? Don't talk to me. Don't change. Don't tell me this and then change the key. I mean, it's just brilliant. And I think you'd miss some of that. Depending. I guess I don't know.
I'm sure that's
Great
true.
Show. And Beautiful that they did about Carole King.
I did not see Beautiful.
Oh my God, fabulous!
I'm going
I
back
was
to
so
New York
amazed.
in May.
Yeah. Okay, go see it.
I'm going to see Tootsie, the musical.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It hasn't opened yet.
Yeah, things that I would like to do. I'd like to record. I wouldn't mind doing I wouldn't mind. It's like, just offer me the.
Well, hey, you can manifest it. Go manifest.
I would like to manifest my show, my singing more.
Yes,
more of a stage production, a one-woman show kind of thing, which takes writing it, and takes
which you can
I don't know what it takes, but that would be kind of cool. Because I was doing theater, and did Annie get your gun and all this, and it was like, okay, but.
Doing your own thing, you're more passionate about.
Well, again, something that's got some kind of meat to it. Some kind of meat that people walk out feeling good and transformed.
I love that.
I want people to be transformed.
I love that.
Like walk out and go, you know what, I can do that. You know what, I feel better about myself. Because we all do what we need. Like they say, if you
spot it, you got it. No, that's a different thing.
That might be a different thing. I know what you're saying, though. It's like it's that thing that I probably.
I give you what I need.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Or we don't do. I don't think we do anything for anybody else. We do it for ourselves because it feels good. That's why I'm not singing for everybody when I go out with Micky. Sure, I'm singing to all the, but I'm doing it because I love it. And it feels good, and I enjoy it.
As long as what we love is of service to other people, then
I think
it's
so.
great.
It's like Joseph Campbell used to say, follow your bliss, that whole thing. I really, really do believe at a very deep level that if everyone was doing exactly what's at their heart and their core, that this world would be all balanced and everything would be fine. But it's the person that's like a great artist, and they're having to slot burgers over here or do this over there and don't get a chance to express that. I think that's just wrong on so many levels.
As do I.
I do. I really do. That's why the little singing I'm doing here and there, I have to do it.
Well, the nice thing about the times we live in is that things like Facebook Live give people like me a platform to do what I want to do. I'm a talk show host.
Yes.
You can't tell me that I'm not a talk show host. I'm a talk show because I made myself a talk show host.
Yes.
That's what I do. But
someone told me I should get a YouTube channel and do my singing and do my talking. It's like, okay, well, I'll have like an hour to my.
It takes a
they
takes a lot of time preparation.
to put it
and
out,
yeah.
It's not like you just kind of go, okay, fine.
No, and I'll be up till 3:00 in the morning writing liner notes for this show,
Oh,
and
good.
then posting it. Truly,
Well,
it's
sure.
actually closer to 5 a.m. usually.
Well, it takes time to do
It takes
stuff.
time. It
Takes
does.
time. Anything takes time.
Well, this has been a fabulous time. I had so much fun. Everybody, Coco Dolenz, and
Okay, hold on. I gotta
next,
give you something.
and next week, Jeff Young is going to be with us. Jeff Young is the keyboard player with Jackson Brown. And
Ooh.
we saw him. Pete and I saw him with Will Lee and Osnoy and Steve Ferroni recently. He's a fantastic keyboard player. I saw him at Ricky Lee Jones's house at a
Ooh,
Christmas
wow.
party a year and a half ago, and he and Ricky Lee were singing and
Oh,
crazy and fantastic. So we're going to go to Jeff's house, and he's going to be playing. We're going to have some fun.
She's name dropping all these names.
I am name dropping, and Tuesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday in my living room,
Yeah.
Esai Morales is coming back. How hot is he? I don't even.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What a singer. He's going, well, I don't really sing. Excuse me?
I know, and he's going to be singing.
Oh, my God, it's amazing.
But Carlos Calvo. Okay, so Carlos Calvo opened for not the Beatles, but he opened for. Who did he open for? Simon and Garfunkel, Paul Simon. I don't know, huge people.
Wow.
But Carlos also taught Adam Levine how to play guitar.
Oh, my gosh.
He worked with David Duchovny.
Oh,
He's
my God.
partners with Rob Morrow, and they have a band together, and
I
they
work
write
with
together.
Rob. He does these things with the tribe sometimes.
Yes.
I've done some of those.
Absolutely.
Nice
So
guy.
Carlos and Rob have a band.
Wow.
Carlos, in his own right, is an amazing singer-songwriter, a fantastic guitar player. So he'll be there. Felix Solis, who I saw do a Pulitzer Prize-winning play with Candy Clark. I'm going to drop some more names. Thank you,
Okay.
Candy.
Did you drop that on?
Felix Solis gave the most passionate opening monologue of a play that I have ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of Broadway shows, and I have never been so moved.
Wow, nice.
And everyone in the audience was convinced he was talking to them, and anyway,
Yeah.
he'll be in the living room. He's going to be doing something marvelous. And then I'm going to butcher her name. Let's see, Little House on the Prairie, Nellie Olson, Allison Arngrim. Is that correct?
Ingram?
I have no idea.
No, it's Arngrim.
Is it?
A-R-N.
You're thinking of Laura Ingram who
Yeah.
wrote this.
Oh, that's
A-R-N-G-R-I-M, and she's
Okay.
Nellie Olson, the girl that everybody loved
Yes.
to hate. The bitch
Yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah.
So, and then
She
she'll
did
be
it
there
really well.
with her. She did it really well, and
Yeah.
she has a book about being the bitch that everybody loves to hate. And so
how funny.
on Tuesday, Women Who Write will be live Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. But
Cool.
actually, that's when we start to eat and meet and greet. So we really don't get live until closer to noon. But
I want you to
Pacific
pick one
time.
of these. A friend of mine gave
Oh.
me these for my birthday.
Oh,
They're these lovely cards saying "Aging Beautifully."
okay. I have a different box, but I read one every day.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Well, I want you to pick one and see
Okay.
what yours is.
Am I aging beautifully?
It's just that they're
Okay.
wonderful things.
Okay.
You know, like don't waste a moment. Find your tribe.
Okay.
Ignore the stereotypes.
So
I'm gonna go like this, and I want
that.
to see which one you
All right, I'm going to
pick.
this red one right here. It
Okay.
reminds me of somebody. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's your lesson for the day.
Each of us has the power to shape our own destiny. You are an individual, so pursue your future with passion and verve. Your opinion is the only one that matters. Let your authenticity shine.
Amen.
How much do I love that? Thank you for that,
Can I
card.
keep
Can I do one?
I get to keep
Well,
it?
it's yeah. Why not? Well, maybe it can for
Is
men
it girl
too.
cards?
Well, it's kind of, but
I
no,
love
it's okay.
this,
No, I
Coco.
think it's
Thank
okay.
you.
It's okay.
Mine says go directly to jail.
Oh,
Okay,
stop!
let's
No,
see.
this one over here says embrace kindness.
Read what it says.
Kindness. Go ahead and read it.
Okay, a kindness is magical. It connects you to others, gives you a sense of purpose, and reminds you what is important in difficult times. When you see your kindness reflected in the hearts of others, you have no age. You are timeless. You are love.
Nice.
Ooh, you get to keep it.
You can
That's
keep
the,
it
that's
if you
Really?
That's
me.
You can keep it.
Okay, so anyway, thank you all for joining
And
us. This
thank
was-
you for all the questions and how much fun was this?
Did you have fun?
Absolutely.
I
I had
had fun.
no idea what to expect. 'Cause I've only met this woman maybe once or twice. I thought, holy God. And she goes, don't worry about it. I'll be fine. So you're very easy to talk to. And
so
I had
glad.
great fun. Yes,
I'm so glad.
absolutely.
Well,
So anybody who lives in LA, I'll see you on May 18th.
May 18th. And thank
And
you
then
all.
we'll-
And Pete, thank you.
Yay!
Hey,
See you next week.
thank you.
Take care.